Scene 4. Front scene. A wood near the castle, as in Scene 2. A group of peasants pass. First peasant. I have seen silver and copper, but not gold. Second peasant. It's yellow, and it shines. It's beautiful. The most beautiful thing under the sun, that's what I've heard. Third peasant. I have seen gold enough. Fourth peasant. I would not say that it's so beautiful. First peasant. But doesn't a gold piece glitter like the sun? That's what my father, who'd seen better days, told me when I was but a little boy. So high it's shining like the sun. Round and shining, that's what he said. Second peasant. There's nothing in the world it cannot buy. First peasant. They've got bags and bags of it. They go out. The two merchants follow silently. Then Allele passes over the stage singing. Allele. Impetuous heart, be still, be still. Your sorrowful love can never be told. Cover it up with a lonely tune. He who could bend all things to his will has covered the door of the infinite fold, the pale stars and the wandering moon. Scene 5. The house of Seamus Rua. There is an alcove at the back with curtains. In it, a bed, and on the bed is the body of Mary with candles round it. The two merchants, while they speak, put a large book upon the table, arrange money, and so on. First merchant. Thanks to that lie I told about her ships, and about the herdsman lying sick, we shall be too much thronged with souls tomorrow. Second merchant. What has she in her coffers now but mice? First merchant. When the night fell, I had shaped myself into the image of the man-headed owl, and hurried to the cliffs of Donegal, and saw with all their canvas full of wind and rushing through the particoloured sea those ships that bring the woman grain and meal. They are but 3 days from us. Second merchant. When the dew rose, I hurried in like feathers to the east, and saw 900 oxen driven through Meath with goads of iron. They are but 3 days from us. First merchant. 3 days for traffic. Peasants crowd in with Teague and Seamus. Seamus. Come in. Come in, you're welcome. That is my wife. She mocked at my great masters and would not deal with them. Now there she is. She does not even know she was a fool, so great a fool she was. Teague. She would not eat one crumb of bread bought with our master's money, but lived on nettles, dock, and dandelion. Seamus. There's nobody could put into her head that death is the worst thing that can happen us, though that sounds simple, for her tongue grew rank with all the lies that she had heard in chapel. Draw to the curtain. Teague draws it. You'll not play the fool while these good gentlemen are there to save you. Second merchant. Since the drought came, they drift about in a throng, like autumn leaves blown by the dreary winds. Come deal. Come deal. First merchant. Who will come deal with us? Seamus. They are out of spirit, sir, with lack of food, save 4 or 5. Here, sir, is one of these. The others will gain courage in a good time. Middle-aged man. I come to deal, if you give honest price. First merchant, reading in a book. John Moir. A man of substance, with dull mind and quiet senses and unventurous heart. The angels think him safe. 200 crowns, all for his soul, a little breath of wind. I ask 300 crowns. You have read there that no mere lapse of days can make me yours. First merchant. There is something more writ here. Often at night he is wakeful from a dread of growing poor, and thereon wonders if there's any man that he could rob in safety. A peasant. Who'd have thought it? And I was at once alone with him at midnight. I will not trust my mother after this. First merchant. There is a crack in you. 200 crowns. That's plenty for a rogue. I'd give him nothing. Seamus. You'll get no more. Just take what's offered you. A general murmur, during which the middle-aged man takes money and slips into background. First merchant. Has no one got a better soul than that? If only for the credit of your parishes, traffic with us. A woman. What will you give for mine? First merchant, reading in book. Soft, handsome, and still young. Not much, I think. It's certain that the man she's married to knows nothing of what's hidden in the jar between the hourglass and the pepper pot. The scandalous book, nor how, when he's away, at the horse fair, the hand that wrote what's hid will tap 3 times upon the window pane. And if there is a letter, that is no reason why I should have less money than the others. First merchant. You're almost safe. I give you 50 crowns. She turns to go. 100, then. Seamus. Woman, have sense. Is this a time to haggle at the price? There, take it up. There, take it up. That's right. She takes them and goes into the crowd. First merchant. Come. Deal. Deal, deal. It is but for charity we buy such souls at all. 1,000 sins made them our masters long before we came. Alil enters. Alil. Here. Take my soul, for I'm tired of it. I do not ask a price. Seamus. Not ask a price? How can you sell your soul without a price? I would not listen to his broken wits. His love for Countess Cathleen is so crazed him he hardly understands what he's saying. Alil. The trouble that has come on Countess Cathleen. The sorrow that is in her wasted face, the burden in her eyes, have broke my wits. And yet I know I'd have you take my soul. First merchant. We cannot take your soul, for it is hers. Alil. No, but you must. Seeing it cannot help it, I have grown tired of it. Be gone from me. I may not touch it. Is your power so small? And must I bear it with me all my days? May you be scorned and mocked. First merchant. Drag him away. He troubles me. Teague and Seamus lead Alil into the crowd. Second merchant. His gaze has filled me, brother, with shaking and a dreadful fear. First merchant. Lean forward and kiss the circlet where my master's lips were pressed upon it when he sent us hither. You shall have peace once more. Second merchant kisses the gold circlet that is about the head of the first merchant. I too grow weary. What we seek the most is drawing near. Our labor will soon end. Come. Come. Deal. Deal, 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 deal. Are you all dumb? What? Will you keep from me our ancient home and from the eternal reverie? Second merchant. Deal. Deal. Seamus. They say you beat the woman down too low. I offer this great price. 1,000 crowns for an old woman who is always ugly. An old peasant woman comes forward, and he takes up a book and reads. There is but little set down here against her. She has stolen eggs and fowl when times were bad, but when the times grew better had confessed it. She never missed her chapel of a Sunday, and when she could, paid dues. Take up your money. Old woman. God bless you, sir. She screams. Oh, sir! A pain went through me. First merchant. That name is like a fire to all damned souls. Murmur among the peasants, who shrink back from her as she goes out. A peasant. How she screamed out! Maybe we shall scream too. I tell you there is no such place as hell. First merchant. Can such a trifle turn you from your profit? Come. Deal. Come deal. Middle-aged man. Master, I am afraid. I bought your soul. And there's no sense in fear now the soul's gone. Master, I am afraid. Give me my soul again. Woman, going on her knees and clinging to merchant. And take this money too, and give me mine. Second merchant. Bare bastards. Drink or follow some wild fancy. For cryings out and sighs are the soul's work, and you have none. Throws the woman off. Peasant. Come. That's away. Yes. Yes. Come quickly. Come away. If that woman had not screamed, I would have lost my soul. They turn the door, but are stopped by shouts of, Countess Cathleen! Countess Cathleen! Cathleen, entering. And so you trade once more. First merchant. In spite of you. What brings you here, saint with the sapphire eyes? Cathleen. I come to barter a soul for a great price. Second merchant. What matter, if the soul be worth the price? Cathleen. The people starve. Therefore the people go thronging to you. I hear a cry come from them, and it is in my ears by night and day. And I would have 500,000 crowns that I may feed them till the dearth go by. First merchant. It may be the soul's worth. Cathleen. There is more. The souls that you've bought must be set free. First merchant. We know of but one soul that's worth the price. Cathleen. Being my own, it seems a priceless thing. Second merchant. You offer us. I offer my own soul. Peasant. Do not, for souls the like of ours are not precious to God as your soul is. Oh, what would heaven do without you, lady? Another peasant. Look how their claws clutch at their leathern gloves. First merchant. 500,000 crowns. We give the price. The gold is here. The souls, even while you speak, have slipped out of our bond. Because your face has shed a light on them and filled their hearts. But you must sign, for we omit no form in buying a soul like yours. Second merchant. Sign with this quill. It was a feather growing on the cock that crowed when Peter dared deny his master, and all who use it have great honor in hell. Cathleen leans forward to sign. Allele, rushing forward and snatching the pen from her. Leave all things to the builder of the heavens. Cathleen. I have no thoughts. I hear a cry. A cry. Allele, casting the pen on the ground. I have seen a vision under a green hedge. A hedge of hips and haws. Men yet shall hear the archangels rolling Satan's empty skull over the mountain tops. First merchant. Take him away. Teague and Seamus drag him roughly away so that he falls upon the floor among the peasants. Cathleen picks up parchment and signs. Cathleen, towards the peasants. Take out the money, and now come with me. When we are far from this polluted place, I will give everybody money enough. She goes out, the peasants crowding round her and kissing her dress. Allele and the two merchants are left alone. Second merchant. We must away and wait until she dies. Sitting above her tower is two grey owls, waiting as many years as may be, guarding our precious jewel, waiting to seize her soul. First merchant. We need but hover over her head in the air, for she has only minutes. When she signed, her heart began to break. Hush. Hush, I hear the brazen door of hell move on its hinges, and the eternal revelry float hither to hearten us. Second merchant. Leap feathered on the air, and meet them with her soul caught in your claws. They rush out. Allele crawls into the middle of the room. The twilight has fallen and gradually darkens as the scene goes on. There is a distant muttering of thunder and the sound of a rising storm. Allele. The brazen door stands wide. And Balor comes borne in his heavy car, and demons have lifted the age-weary eyelids from the eyes that of old gods turned to stone. Barak the traitor comes. and the lascivious race Caitlin, that cast a druid weakness and decay, oversold him an old Dectorus child. And that king hell first took hold upon when he killed Nishi and broke Deirdre's heart. And all their heads are twisted to one side. For when they lived, they warred on beauty and peace, with obstinate, crafty, sidelong bitterness. Una enters. Crouch down, old heron. Out of the blind storm. Una. Where is the Countess Cathleen? All this day her eyes were full of tears, and when for a moment her hand was laid upon my hand, it trembled. Now I do not know where she has gone. Alil. Cathleen has chosen other friends than us, and they are rising through the hollow world. Demons are out, old heron. God guard her soul. She's bartered it away this very hour, as though we two were never in the world. He points downward. First, Horkil, her pale, beautiful head alive, her body shadowy as vapour drifting under the dawn, for she who awoke desire has but a heart of blood when others die. About her is a vapoury multitude of women alluring devils with soft laughter. Behind her is a host heat of the blood-made sin, but all the little pink-white nails have grown to be great talons. He seizes Una and drags her into the middle of the room and points downward with vehement gestures. The wind roars. They are beginning a song, and there is still some music on their tongues. Una, casting herself face down towards the floor. O maker of all, protect her from the demons. And if a soul must needs be lost, take mine. Alil kneels beside her, but does not seem to hear her words. The peasants return. They carry the Countess Cathleen and lay her upon the ground before Una and Alil. She lies there as if dead. Una. That so many pitchers of rough clay should prosper, and the porcelain break in two. She kisses the hands of Cathleen. A peasant. We were under the tree where the path turns. She grew pale as death and fainted away. And while we bore her hither, cloudy gusts blackened the world and shook us on our feet. Draw the great bolt, for no man has beheld so black, bitter, blinding a sudden a storm. One who is near the door draws the bolt. Cathleen. Oh. Hold me. And hold me tightly, for the storm is dragging me away. Una takes her in her arms. A woman begins to wail. Peasants. Hush! Cathleen, half rising. Lay all the bags of money in a heap. And when I'm gone, old Una, share them out to every man and woman. Judge and give according to their needs. A peasant woman. And will she give enough to keep my children going through the dearth? Another peasant woman. O Queen of Heaven and all your blessed saints, let us and ours be lost, so she be striven. Cathleen. Bend down your faces. Una and Alil. Gaze upon them as the swallow gazes upon the nest under the eave, before she wanders loud waters. Do not weep too great a while. There is many a candle on the high altar, no one fall. Alil, who sang about the dances of the woods, that know not the hard burden of the world, having but breath in their kind bodies. Farewell. And farewell, Una, who played with me and bore me in your arms about the house when I was but a child. And therefore, happy, even like those that dance. The storm is in my hair, and I must go. She dies. Una, bring me the looking glass. A woman brings it her. Una holds it up over the lips of Cathleen. All is silent for a moment. And then she speaks in a half-scream. Oh, she is dead. A peasant. She was the great white lily of the world. Another peasant. Is more beautiful than the pale stars. An old peasant woman. The little plant I loved is broken in two. Alil takes the looking glass from Una and flings it upon the floor so that it is broken in many pieces. Alil, I shatter you in fragments. For the face that brimmed you up with beauty is no more. And die. Dull heart. For she whose mournful words made you a living spirit has passed away, and left you but a ball of passionate dust. And you, proud earth and plummy sea, fade out. For you may hear no more her faltering feet, but are left lonely amid the clamorous war of angels upon devils. He stands up. Almost everyone is kneeling, but it has grown so dark that only confused forms can be seen. And I who weep call curses on you, time and fate and change, and have no excellence hope but the great hour when you shall plunge headlong through bottomless space. A flash of lightning followed immediately by thunder. A peasant woman. Pull him upon his knees before his curses have plucked thunder and lightning on our heads. Alil. Angels and devils clash in the middle air, and brazen swords clang upon brazen helms. A flash of lightning followed immediately by thunder. Yonder, a bright spear cast out of sling has torn through Balor's eye, and the dark clans fly screaming as they fled Moir of old. Everything is lost in darkness. An old man, the almighty wrath that our great weakness and sin has blotted out the world, and we must die. The darkness is broken by a visionary light. The peasants seem to be kneeling upon the rocky slope of a mountain, and vapor full of storm and ever-changing light is sweeping above them and behind them. Half in the light, half in the shadow, stand armed angels. Their armor is old and worn, and their drawn swords dim and dinted. They stand as if upon the air in formation of battle, and look downward with stern faces. The peasants cast themselves to the ground. Alil, look no more on the half-closed gates of hell, but speak to me, whose mind is smitten of God, that it may be no more with mortal things, and tell of her who lies there. He seizes one of the angel. Till you speak, you shall not drift into eternity. The angel. The light beats down. The gates of pearl are wide, and she is passing to the floor of peace. And Mary of the 7 times wounded heart has kissed her lips, and the long blessed hair has fallen on her face. The light of lights looks always on the motive, not the deed. The shadow of shadows on the deed alone. Alil releases the angel and kneels. Una, tell them who walk upon the floor of peace that I would die and go to her I love. The ears like great black oxen tread the world, and God, the herdsman, goads them on behind. and I am broken by their passing feet. A sound of far-off horn seems to come from the heart of the light. The vision melts away, and the form of the kneeling peasants appears faintly in the darkness. The end. And that is the end of The Countess Cathleen, written by W.B. Yeats in 1892. I liked that this one allowed me to bust out my acting chops, and I've now gotten a new microphone that allows me to yell into it slightly more, so now I don't have to focus on not making the whole audio peak and sound terrible, and I can actually yell into it and get some actual candor and rage into it. So that was very nice, and I'm glad that I brought this microphone now. This play was not exactly what I was expecting, but then again, I'm not entirely sure what I was going into expecting for it, but I think it was a good play nonetheless. The ending really helped to satisfy and solidify everything at the very end. I think when staged, it would be really fun if I could go and play one of the merchants. In my mind, I was just envisioning the entire time how the first merchant was like the sly sales tradesman person, and then the second merchant was the buff bodyguard who was looking out for his brother and was the muscle. But perhaps that's just me and my interpretation how I would stage it. In either case, if you like what I do, please consider following, subscribing, sharing, most importantly sharing. I have actually gotten up to 1,000 views on one of my videos, and I'm very happy about that. And I'd like to continue to see the rest of the videos grow and to be able to show people less popular plays and plays that have a cultural impact, even if it's not our own culture. The monologue in there that was actually referencing the story of Deirdre actually it would have made no sense if I hadn't recorded the previous J.M. Synge Deirdre of Sorrows. And I'm actually very happy and pleased that I did record that, so I had the context of which to understand what was going on. There's a lot more to that legend than I previously thought that there was. So I'll be more excited to read into some more of W.B. Yeats, because I'm pretty sure that he has an entire collection of plays that are meant to help illustrate the legend of Uisna and all those people, and I'll be very excited to see how it goes. Anyways, that's enough of me talking, so I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to have you back in Brendan Moir's Playwright Corner. Thank you.